Hey, friends and family from Ronny's Farm to Table. The electricians are here from Valley Electric in Crookston. Great company, great service they always do. I've been working with them on several projects over the last years. And really good company. I always would suggest working with them if you have anything electrician-wise going. So while they're working in there, getting the sauna hooked up and everything, I'm probably gonna head over to Grand Forks, get a couple more supplies that I need to build the poor man's flow hood, as it's basically called, and see what other projects I can get into. So stay tuned.
On my way back from Grand Forks right now on a lonely highway. There's no danger of me driving and taping, and I'm going to be 100% focused on the road. So first of all, what I wanted to say to everyone is thank you. It has been about half a month since I started this journey, and you all have been part in some ways. If you just watched, that's awesome too. But some of you commented, and those little comments, you know, they are little power punches for me. They get me going, and it's just so amazing to see that people are taking part in this journey. Something that might come up, and something that I really wanted to talk about is, why is Ronny starting a mushroom farm? And the reason is several. Well, there's several reasons, but then my number one reason, which I would actually say, is family. Some of you know that my wife is expecting, and we're expecting our first child in April. And something that really saddened me about this whole topic is that most Americans, they only get 6 weeks off. In Europe, you get up to a year off or more as a woman, and for men as well now. And it's so important that a young-born child makes this physical and emotional early bond with parents for me. And I feel very sad by it that so many Americans have to struggle through these times and just go right back to work and basically giving an infant to a stranger. It's not my cup of tea, and I don't want to do it. So that's my number one reason. My number two reason is financially. I have to have a job. Nobody lives for free, and I just bought a new house last year, and there's expenses left and right. Right now, my life savings are kind of covering all these expenses and even this entrepreneurial thing. Number three, I would say, I have such a unique life. I was orphaned at a very young age. My biological father, died when I was 7. My mother when I was 11. I was an orphan after that, of course, and raised by my sister as a legal guardian. Grew up in poverty, and through God's miracle ways, I ended up in Crookston, Minnesota, on a sugar beet farm that has 5 generations, and I've been here now for 14 years, and I identify myself as a Reitmeyer very proudly, and living on the legacy, living on the stories. I'm listening to all the stories from the older generations and retelling them to my wife and friends. And my property that I live on is just so unique and beautiful. And I just love this life, and I would love to share it with you guys. So here are just the top 3 reasons, but there are a million more is why I'm actually starting this mushroom life, and I'm inviting you to be part of it. So again, thank you so much for being part of my life and being part of this journey. Today there will be not a lot of working little snippets that I usually do, because it's just a little odds and ends that I have to fix up in here. But over the weekend we will start this mushroom business, and hopefully in 3 weeks we're gonna have little beautiful mushrooms all over the place. So hey, thank you. Something I wanted to show you before the day is done is my poor man's flow hood that I kind of DIY myself. Here we have a box fan, a high-end filter that takes out pollen, all kinds of contaminations, and my little plastic lab that I have here. When I turn it on, you can kind of see how it puffs up the tent here, the structure a little bit, and the airflow comes out on the top here. Every time I will be using it, I have to completely sterilize everything on the inside, just to make sure that when I use the spores and bring them to the substrate, that I'm giving them the most ideal environment. Nice, sterile, so they can outcompete any kind of other organism inside my substrate bags. Yeah, my little poor man's flow hood. Sometimes you just gotta go very simple. There you go. The sauna project is to 95% done. The electrician came in here and installed the control box. Let's take a look inside. I want to make it short and sweet because it's really hot in here and I'm not a happy camper with clothes on in a sauna. So, we are about 225 degrees here, just before I open the door. And that hasn't even had any moisture on the stones back there. I was running it for more than an hour to get the dust off, the safety coatings and all these kind of things. It will be great. My mushrooms only need about 180 to 190 degrees, so I don't even have to run it full speed. Amazing. Cool project. So happy I got it done. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Monday with the first real production of mushrooms coming along.